Most people think bad leadership kills success, but Machiavelli would smirk and say it only kills the weak, the strong, the cunning. Use it, they don't fight. Stupidity head on because you're arguing with. Incompetence is like wrestling in mud. Both come out dirty, but the idiot will. Enjoy it. So instead, Machiavelli's student, the one who understands the laws of power, learns how to quietly survive, navigate, and win beneath it. Because when you can thrive under fools, no master can ever crush you again. Let's begin with the first rule. Machiavelli would whisper to anyone trapped under poor leadership. Never reveal that you see the leader as an idiot you may think you're clever for, hinting it for showing subtle contempt. But Machiavelli warns that fools are hyper, sensitive to exposure. They may lack wisdom, but they are masters at detecting disrespect. They can sense when someone's opinion threatens their illusion of authority. The moment you expose that you see through them, they'll destroy you, not because you're wrong, but because your existence reminds them that they are. Your job then isn't to correct them, it's to survive them, to build strength in silence. Incompetent leaders crave recognition. They feed on validation, so feed them, but carefully. Let them think they're leading while you steer from the shadows. Machiavelli would call this the illusion of loyalty. You appear compliant, agreeable, even admiring, but under that calm obedience, you're mapping power lines. Who actually influences outcomes? Who can be bypassed? And how to align your results without triggering egos. Because here's the thing, most incompetent leaders don't fail immediately. They stay because others fear them or need them. So the person who outlasts them isn't the loud rebel. It's the quiet architect, the one who endures long enough for the collapse, already positioned to rise from the ruins. Machiavelli said that when dealing with foolish rulers, a prudent man should always act as though fortune might betray him. What he meant was, never depend on the system you're in. Don't rely on the leader's promises. Don't assume merit will be rewarded. Don't expect rationality. Build parallel systems. Quietly collect allies, competence, and information outside the chain of command. When fools rule, the world still runs on invisible competence. The people who actually make things work, find them. They are your real kingdom. And this is where most people fail. They waste emotional energy, venting, gossiping, and complaining about their boss or manager or government. But every moment you spend reacting is a moment they still control. You, Machiavelli would tell you to replace outrage with observation. Study them like an animal studies a predator, not with anger, but precision. What are their patterns? What triggers them? What mistakes do they repeat? Once you see those, you hold a kind of silent power, the ability to predict. Because predictability is leverage. If you know how the fool reacts, you can lead them into thinking they're choosing when. You're the one setting the choices. Let them feel powerful while you quietly decide the direction of their power. Machiavelli knew that the best kind of manipulation isn't force, it's suggestion. You never push a fool, you let their arrogance pull them where you want them. Think of it like chess, but your opponent believes it's checkers. If you correct them, they'll flip the board. But if you play along, you'll checkmate them without ever lifting your voice. The wise under fool rule know that silence is their strongest armor. Every unnecessary word is a potential weapon against you. Let others expose themselves with emotion. You stay composed because in chaotic hierarchies, composure is mistaken for authority, and soon enough people start deferring to you not because of your title, but because you seem like the only adult in the room. That's how Machiavelli would redefine survival. Not hiding, not surrendering, but mastering the art of controlled invisibility. You appear harmless until harm would no longer touch you. You let fools underestimate you because their underestimation is your freedom. But here's something deeper. Machiavelli didn't see foolish leaders as a curse. He saw them as tests of your ability to lead without being seen leading. Incompetent. Rulers accidentally create the best training grounds for future power, because under intelligent leadership, everything is easy. You're supported, guided, seen. But under foolish leadership, you must learn to self-govern, to think 2 steps ahead, to build influence without credit. And when the fall inevitably comes, because incompetence always collapses, you're already the natural successor. He'd say, if you want to rise in a corrupt court, don't fight corruption directly. Become indispensable within it. Offer solutions quietly. Let them take credit. Let them believe they're wise for approving your ideas. Slowly you'll become the unseen backbone, the one everyone relies on, but no one feels threatened by. And when the leader stumbles, everyone will already be turning to you by instinct. It's power through patience. Machiavelli called it the virtue of timing, knowing when to strike and when to endure. He said, fortune is like a river. When calm, prepare. When wild, adapt. The fool's chaos, then, isn't your obstacle. It's your camouflage. While they make noise, you make moves. While they chase validation, you gather results. But Machiavelli would warn you about something: the temptation of moral superiority. When you see the idiocy around you, it's easy to start believing you're above it all. That arrogance is poison, because the moment you believe you're immune to stupidity, you become vulnerable to it. In another form, your own pride. The Machiavellian mind doesn't moralize stupidity, it monetizes it. Every flaw, every blind spot, every weakness in leadership is an opportunity for leverage. Let me give you an example. Imagine you're working under someone who constantly changes plans. They crave novelty, hate structure, and reward drama. The average person will get frustrated, waste energy trying to fix their boss. But the Machiavellian mind adapts. It uses that chaos. It learns to present ideas as new, even when they're just restructured old ones. It gives the illusion of innovation while keeping control over consistency. That's how you win under chaos, by being the only stable rhythm inside the storm. Now, there's a dangerous line here between surviving and becoming complicit. Machiavelli never said to lose your integrity. He said to weaponize perception. You can survive among fools without becoming one. You can play along externally while staying loyal to your higher standards internally. The trick is detachment, not emotional detachment, but ego detachment. You stop needing validation from the leader. Once that happens, you're untouchable. Because what truly breaks people under bad leadership isn't the system, it's humiliation, the feeling that their talent doesn't matter, that their intelligence is wasted. But Machiavelli would whisper, you're not here to be recognized, you're here to rise. Recognition comes after replacement. The fool's reign is temporary, but only if you last long enough to inherit what they ruin. He'd tell you, in times of foolish rule, talent hides, because talent knows that visibility attracts envy. Let others chase attention. You chase endurance. There will come a day when everyone is desperate for someone who can actually fix the mess. And if you've been silently preparing, that day will crown you. This is why Machiavelli's students never panic when surrounded by idiots. They study them because stupidity is predictable, and predictability is the seed of control. The more foolish your leader, the easier it becomes to forecast their downfall. All you must do is ensure you're standing where the crown will fall. But there's another trap Machiavelli would caution you against: the seduction of rebellion. When you know your G, you're smarter. It's tempting to expose, to confront, to break free dramatically. Don't. Fools thrive on drama. They turn conflict into performance. You can't out-argue an actor. You can only outlast them. Quiet rebellion is smarter than loud defiance. It looks like cooperation, but feels like chess. Every yes you say is just another move closer to checkmate. So remember this: under idiot leadership, don't play the game to win their approval. Play to outlive their rule. Because nothing humiliates a fool more than watching the person they ignored become the one everyone now follows. And the most Machiavellian revenge is not revenge at all. It's relevance. Machiavelli's wisdom doesn't teach escape. It teaches evolution. He'd say, if you cannot lead, learn from those who cannot either. Because bad leadership exposes truths that good leadership hides. It shows you how systems actually crumble. It reveals how people behave under fear, how loyalty shifts, how narratives form. If you can learn that, you'll never be naive again. You'll never misjudge the power game once you've seen it through the eyes of a fool. And when you finally rise, you won't just be a leader. You'll be one who understands every failure that destroys them. Because you've lived through it, unseen, surviving in silence, mastering the art of invisible dominance until the battlefield clears. You've endured their foolishness long, enough that even the crowd starts to notice the chaos isn't funny anymore, or it's exhausting. And when exhaustion spreads, people look for competence, not car charisma, not noise. Competence, that's when you step forward, but not with a speech, not with rebellion, with proof. You've been building systems, quietly, relationships, strategically, knowledge, relentlessly, while everyone else was distracted by the fool's drama. You've been collecting the keys to the kingdom. This is the part Machiavelli would love most, when you win without fighting, when the throne falls into your lap, not because you demanded it, but because no one else can hold it. That's the essence of surviving under idiocy, turning frustration into foresight. The smart ones waste years resenting dumb leaders. The wise ones use those years preparing to replace them. Now there's another level too. This, Machiavelli would tell you that under an idiot's rule, hierarchy becomes psychological, not logical. It's not about who works hardest or thinks smartest. It's about who manages perception best. The incompetent leader survives through illusion, and your task isn't to break it too early. It's to illusion them. This doesn't mean deceit for cruelty's sake. It means mastering optics. How you're seen often matters more than what you do, especially when fools are in charge. They crave symbols of loyalty, smiles, small praises, agreement in meetings. So, give them that surface. But beneath it, never forget who you are. Keep a mental vault that separates what you show from what you know. Machiavelli would remind you, people who act on every truth they see rarely live long in courts of power. It's the ones who choose which truths to reveal and when who rule them. There's a quiet art to it. When an idiot gives a poor directive, don't challenge directly. Ask questions that lead them to reconsider, but let them think the realization was theirs. That's a brilliant point, you might say. What if we also tried and then you slip in the smart alternative? They'll take credit, but the world will start noticing that. Their brilliant decisions always have your fingerprints. You're shaping the direction while they're busy admiring their reflection. And when they inevitably make a mess, don't rush to fix it instantly. Timing is everything. Let the problem become visible enough that others notice, but not so bad it harms you. Then step in, solve it fast, discreetly. Machiavelli would call this the power of rescue. People remember who saves them, not who warned them. And fools never thank prophets. They only praise saviors. That's how you win trust. Without threatening authority, you become the person who always knows how to restore order when everything goes wrong. You don't need to fight for respect. It starts forming around you. Naturally, others start coming to you first, even before the leader. And you never flaunt that. You let them quietly. See, idiots destroy themselves by trying to prove intelligence. The Machiavellian mind never needs to prove it. Its power is in precision, not presentation. Let the leader make 10 speeches. You make one move. Let them chase applause. You chase position. The less you talk, the more your silence speaks. Eventually, even the most delusional fool starts noticing patterns. They'll feel your presence not as a threat, but as an inevitability. They'll sense that things work when you're involved, fall apart when you're not. Some will grow paranoid, others will cling to you. Both serve you. The paranoid expose their fear, and the dependent give you leverage. You can't lose if you understand both. But here's the subtle twist Machiavelli would want you to remember. Your goal isn't just to survive bad leadership, it's to refine your power through it. Because when you emerge from such environments, you're sharper than those who never had to endure them. You learn patience sharper than blades, restraint heavier than armies. It's like training in darkness. When the light returns, your sight is unmatched. And this might be hard to hear, but sometimes the idiocy above you is exactly what the universe sends to test whether you deserve to lead. Everyone says they're fit for power until they're forced to obey it in its worst form. How you carry yourself in those moments reveals your real discipline. Do you crumble into cynicism, or do you quietly construct your empire underneath their noise? Machiavelli said it best: he who builds on the people builds on mud. He who builds on fools builds on mountains. Because fools are predictable, the people's loyalty shifts with emotion. But the idiot's pattern is constant. Once you've decoded it, you can use it endlessly. Predictability is the one gift incompetence gives to the intelligent. So, while they live chaotically, you live by rhythm. You learn when to nod, when to speak, when to vanish. You time your visibility with surgical precision, because under foolish rule, timing is power. Speak too early, you're the enemy. Speak too late, you're irrelevant. But speak just as things collapse, you're the solution. That balance is what separates the Machiavellian from the merely clever. There's one more layer most people miss. Surviving idiots isn't just about external politics, it's internal warfare. You must fight the part of yourself that wants to scream, expose, humiliate, prove. That emotional impulse is the fool within you waiting to sabotage the strategist. Machiavelli's genius wasn't just manipulation, it was emotional control. He'd tell you that in corrupt environments, the most dangerous emotion isn't anger or hate, it's moral outrage. Because outrage makes you loud, loudness makes you visible, and visibility under foolish rule is death. So you practice restraint like a religion. You let them think they're winning arguments. You smile when they talk nonsense. You adapt your tone, not your essence, and you wait. Every empire of incompetence eventually burns itself down. You just have to be the one holding the fireproof plan. And when it does burn, when the fool finally collapses under the weight of their own stupidity, don't rush to celebrate. Step in gracefully. Help rebuild. Don't mock. Don't remind anyone how you always knew. Let others say it for you. Let history whisper what you already knew in silence. You survived where everyone else broke. Because in the end, Machiavelli's lesson isn't about cruelty or deceit. It's about self-mastery in chaos. It's about understanding that life will often put you beneath those. Less capable, less aware, less deserving. But you have two choices. Curse the stupidity or use it. Fools are not obstacles, they're mirrors, reflecting who we become in their presence. You can either turn bitter under them or powerful because of them. And that's the real victory. Not just surviving the idiots above you, but emerging from them so refined, so unshakable that no future fool can ever threaten your peace again. And when that peace finally comes, you'll notice something strange. You don't even hate them anymore. You've outgrown them. What once felt like oppression now feels like training. You see how every condescending tone, every illogical demand, every fake smile you had to return was sculpting you into someone they could never become. You became patient without being passive, strategic without being cruel, detached without being cold. You learned the rarest form of power, control over yourself in a world run by people who can't even control their own impulses. Machiavelli would call that the highest form of dominance, because true strength isn't shown in the overthrow. It's in the endurance, the art of staying calm while others lose their minds, of making small moves that look accidental but change everything. The fool seeks power to be admired. The wise seek power to never be controlled again. That's the ultimate transformation, turning every insult, every absurd decision, every wasted meeting into quiet momentum toward your independence. And the day will come when you won't need their approval, their system, or their name. You'll have your own, because Machiavelli never wanted you to be trapped serving fools forever. He wanted you to study them until you outgrow the need for any master. Their leadership teaches you how power decays. Your survival teaches you how to rebuild it. But there's one final trap: revenge. The moment you gain power, you'll feel that urge to humiliate them, to finally speak the words you've held back for years. But Machiavelli would shake his head. That's not power, that's relapse. If you humiliate them, you stoop back into their game. The true Machiavellian victory is quiet replacement, not noisy revenge. You don't prove them wrong. You render them irrelevant. You don't destroy them. You become what they could never be, because nothing punishes a fool more than watching your calm success while they fade into whispers, when everyone who once feared them now turns to you with respect, not because you demanded it, but because you earned it in silence. And when they finally realize that all those times they marked your patience, you were building empires behind their backs, it's already too late. Their collapse becomes your coronation. That's the beauty of restraint. It doesn't just protect you, it weaponizes time. It lets your silence mature into proof. Every Machiavellian knows time is the most dangerous ally. It exposes fools, rewards endurance, and buries the arrogance without effort. You just have to stay long enough for it to do its work. So if you find yourself stuck under incompetent leadership right now, don't curse your position. Observe it, study it, practice invisible excellence, build alliances quietly, document everything, refine your craft until you're irreplaceable. Let them believe they're leading while you're already laying the foundations of their replacement. That's not submission, it's strategy. You may feel powerless, but you're actually being handed the greatest advantage, the cover of invisibility. No one expects brilliance from the obedient, and that's your greatest weapon. Because when you finally decide to move, nobody will see it coming. Remember, Machiavelli's game was never about looking powerful. It was about being unavoidable. Make yourself so necessary, so reliable, so quietly competent that when their empire trembles, everyone already knows who can hold it together. That's when power transfers, not with announcements, but with glances. And if there's one truth you should etch into your mind, it's this: you don't win under idiots by out-talking them. You win by outlasting them, because chaos is temporary, but competence is permanent. Let their noise fill the room. It'll only make your silence echo louder when it's time. So, you endure, you wait, you plan, not bitterly, not hopelessly, but with quiet certainty. Because while fools chase the spotlight, the Machiavellian walks toward legacy. And when that legacy stands tall, no one remembers the idiots who tried to rule him.